Going live. Going live. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Can everybody hear us?
I hope they can hear us. So Annie Beth, I saw your woohoo party time, and what did I think of? Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. Party on, Mark.
Party on, Gina.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, we were doing our usual scramble that we always do, especially from doing it for a first time in a location, because we're never sure where we're going to get good internet. And then we just had a storm that went through, and so I'm up on the roof drying
off the satellite dish.
And we're resetting the whole satellite dish, so it's like
yes.
And we were getting zero internet, and just like, uh-oh. But then it reset.
Hello. Cheers.
Cheers, Claudia.
So I brought with me today, my beverage of choice is Jamaica, which I finally learned how to make my own batch of Jamaica.
Yes, you did.
Let me try not to choke on it. Hello, yes. Hey, how you doing?
As you can see, this is our patio area here in Merida. So
we're in a new place, guys, a new place. And
we're not going to go too deep into it because we don't want to spoil the video on the Airbnb, but it rocks. It's not the El Tejar.
It's not.
But it's colonial, right by Central, and
it's awesome.
And it got a lot of character.
It's got so much character. It's got so much character. I'm waiting for the characters to speak to us at night.
God, I hope not.
That's how much character it has. All good in Cancun. That is awesome. That is awesome.
We will be in Puerto Morelos in, oh my God, 5 months, 5.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean.
Yeah, it's just has flown by.
Hey, well, hello there. I'm going to start pulling up some comments. Hello, Temple Moore. We're doing well. And how are you? Let's see. I still want to say a little bit more about this place.
I knew you did.
I'm gushing a little bit. I'm not going to lie, folks. So far, I'm liking Merida. I'm just saying. I like where we are. Let's just put it that way. We're very close to things.
The heat has actually not been oppressive. So
it gets muggy. But we have air conditioning inside. Now, we are responsible for the electric bill while we're here.
We're going to find out in 2 months how much we like it.
We're going to find out how much it costs to run that air conditioning unit in that one room almost all day and night.
But we only do it in one room.
Only one room. And then I use a fan to disperse it a little bit so that I can work.
Yeah, we only have air in the bedrooms, and so where she's working is right outside of the bedroom. So we just put a fan in the doorway, and it pulls it out, and boom.
Well, hello. I'm glad you're here, Diana. Oh, I missed some. Hey, hi, Janice. Yes, the color is very vivid here. My goodness. And they are not afraid to use the color.
No.
At all.
And they're not afraid of any color on the palette.
That's
None.
True.
That's
true.
You know, let's use this one. Boom.
Oh, hey, I know. You're not liking Cancun. Is it too touristy? Is that what it is? Because that's kind of why we avoided basically Riviera Maya in general. Because we've been there. You know,
and been there. And the first thing we did was, when we started making the list, was Quintana Roo.
Nope. I don't mean to be cruel or anything to anyone who likes living in those other locations. No. That's fine. It's just that we had done so much touristy vacation stuff in Quintana Roo that we weren't comfortable with always being seen as a tourist and always being someone that people want to target for timeshares and tickets to things, and we just didn't want to be that.
I mean, you can't even go shopping in a Walmart without them.
Yeah.
Oh, tickets for Easter.
Yeah, no. Hey, Claudia, thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say that. We appreciate it.
Well,
and she's agreeing. Yeah, not much. It's a lot of tourism is what it is. Hey, the tourism is what drives that economy. So I get it.
And quite honestly, we found that in Valladolid as well. There was
a lot of tourism.
The whole town's clock was set around the buses.
A lot of transient people. Yeah, I get that too. I think that Cancun being what it is, you get a lot of vacationers, and then you get people maybe who that might be the only name they know, or one of the only names they know, and they want to try Mexico out maybe to live there for a while. And what's the first place they go to is a place they know.
Hey,
so
we did it that way.
Yeah, we did it that way too.
We started out in Quintana Roo, and
we tried PDC,
Cozumel, Tulum,
Isla Mujeres,
Buenaventuras.
Yeah. Of course, we're going back to Tulum again eventually here, so.
Well,
only because of the music festival.
I was fixed to say I didn't have nothing to do with that one.
No, my Morning Jacket band. I gotta go see them. That's my band. Well, one of them anyway.
Gotta hope Papacito's still at the bar.
Oh goodness, I'm hoping that we did have someone that left a few comments before we went live today. They left them, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, when we first posted it, we were having a live today.
Yeah.
And
hey, nice. Hi, Tyler.
And the first question they asked was about the Schwab checking account.
Yeah.
And I think that the part that was throwing them was that there's a comment in there in the name of the account that it's an investor account. It's
investor checking. And the concern was, do you have to have money to invest?
No.
The answer is no, you do not.
Nope. Just don't get checking.
If you want a Charles Schwab account, you choose the investor checking account. You just fund your checking account. The investor account is there. It will always be there. If you choose to use it or not is totally up to you. We do not use it. I already have basically an IRA type Roth, whatever it is. I forget what they call it. It was a rollover from my 401k. I use that with Charles Schwab as well. But neither one of us put any money into that investor account.
No.
We just use the checking.
Yep.
And the reason we use it is because Charles Schwab will give you back all your ATM fees, and there are no international charge fees.
And they pay interest.
And they pay interest on top of that.
It's
not a lot, but I mean.
No, but hey, it beats money coming out. At least it's money going in.
True. So, Diana, yes, I know a lot of people are going to want to know what we think of Merida. Merida is a expat destination. It truly is.
Wow.
A lot of people do a soft landing here. There is enough English spoken. We could hear it when we're walking around in Central. We could hear English being spoken.
Well, there's a fair amount of tourism going around here, and believe it or not, when we first got here, we went. We got to go to the grocery store. Got to go get some stuff. So we went to Costco and got what we needed there. And on the way back, we were like, all right, there's a few things we need to get at Chedraui. And after driving the wrong way on a one-way street right in front of a cop, and then trying to find out how to get into the Chedraui, finally we got there and got our stuff. And then it was like, neither one of us felt like doing a whole lot. So there was a little Chinese restaurant right next door. And we went in the Chinese restaurant. And fortunately, the young lady in there spoke English, and she loaded us up.
She loaded us up with the goods.
I mean, it was like she could barely close the top on the lid. And
ironically.
And then ironically, a couple of nights later, we were taking a walk, and she
was looking at my map.
Yeah, she's looking at her map, and this young lady goes, can I help you? And like, no, we're just trying to figure out which way we want to go. We've got it. We're going just, which way we wanted to head.
And I'm going,
and Gina's
that
going,
person's familiar.
I know her.
I've
I know
seen
her.
her.
And I went, oh, the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And we got it, and she was already gone. But
Yeah.
the other part again is the people here again have been so nice. And it's been the case everywhere we've gone. So Merida is no different.
Oh, and we didn't know this. We did not know this. We booked this Airbnb simply for the fact that it was colonial and it was walking distance from Centro, and we wanted to actually be in an area like that, but we didn't have to rely on a car to get around everywhere. And we get here, and 2 days later, we find out that the neighborhood that we are in is the first neighborhood in Merida to be added to the Pueblo Barrio program. And Pueblo Barrio is really for the cities that are just too urban, too large to qualify for the Pueblo Mágico program. And there are, I believe, 8 Pueblo barrios throughout the whole country at the moment. And so the neighborhood we're in right now, La Ermita, is the first one in Merida. So that was pretty cool. Hey, here we go. And Charles Schwab, investor account to buy mutual fund. True. We haven't done that. And like I said, the funds that I have are a rollover from my 401k, and I have that in that specified type tax sheltered, whatever they call that, continued 401k type account. The rollover, whatever it's called. I am so bad at these investment things.
The stuff that you can't touch
The
until
stuff
you
you
reach
can't
a
touch,
certain
right?
age.
That's where our money pretty much is. So I haven't bothered with the other one. And Tyler, I would agree that Schwab is pretty awesome. I like them a lot.
Easy to work. They work at all the ATMs. We've not had a problem yet.
Yeah.
Once we figured out how to use the ATMs.
I mean, I can even use their card to pay for things that typically I might have trouble paying without a Mexican credit card. So some of the things that I have used their card for example, topping up my Telcel account online. Like I can go into a Telcel office and they'll take any card. But online, they were getting really, really picky with which card I would pay with. And I found out they'll take my Charles Schwab card. So that's cool. Here we go. Hello, Happy Canuck. You enjoyed Merida and Progreso. Yes, it's so close to us too. We'll be going there soon enough.
A little over 2 months from now, we'll be spending a couple months in Progreso right there down by the beach.
So let's see. Online high yield savings accounts are paying 4% plus interest.
Yes, it is. That's not a bad place if you're getting 4% interest.
I mean, I guess in theory, if our investor account was paying 4%, we could move some of our checking over there. It's not like it's, Hey, Jenny, how you doing tonight? You've had trouble, ATM broken out of money. Oh, not with the actual card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have not had that issue yet.
Mm-hmm.
We have had the issue where the ATMs are broken. We've not had it yet where it's processed it and then gone, nope, no more money. So we luckily avoided that.
Hey, Arlene, you know what? Here's the deal. I totally understand what you're saying because God, our light just fell. It throws me off too. So what happens is it's because my laptop is scheduled right now for 6 Central. So it says 6:13 Central Mexico time. My work laptop, however, is actually scheduled at 7:18 Central time. So it's weird. I think what happens is, I don't know if something's happening with Mark right now. I guess I'll have to hold this, our light. So what happens is I schedule it for 6 Central, and YouTube or Google or somebody.
I can tell you what it is.
I think it's YouTube. I think YouTube has us on Central USA time. And I keep going back and checking and I count the hours to make sure that it matches up with the time here.
And you want to know why? Is because she works for a company that is in Central Time, so she keeps this computer.
No, this computer is on this time. I just got done explaining that. See, it's 6:14.
14.
I think it has everything to do with the servers at YouTube. I think it's, I think StreamYard and YouTube are both USA based, and so if I say it's this time, then it looks like it's 7, and I don't know. It's very confusing. I just wish we could get rid of daylight savings and we're all in the same damn time zone again. That'd be great.
Well, and just so everybody knows, it's always going to be at 6, and it's every other Wednesday. That's.
Oh, and yes, by the way, Annie, Van, and Arlene are going to come see us. Yay!
I'm warming up the liver right now.
So Capital One is paying 4.3%. I have a Capital One card too. And we use that one quite a bit.
That is
because that gives us a nice cash back thing. We pay it off every month, so it's nice when you get like, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks off, and then it's kind of sweet.
And they don't have any international charges, fees, so that is our primary card that we use down here for just about everything. Yeah. I mean, if we use credit, we use our Capital One, and then I just turn around and I pay it with our checking, which is Charles Schwab. Yep. Yeah. Hey, so you guys have anything you want to ask us in particular? Hey, it's Elsa. Hola, Elsa. Salud.
Oh, let's see. And until, let's see, you're coming back in November. We are here until
October 23rd.
And then we're heading up to Progresso for a couple of months.
Till December 23rd.
And then we're going to head over to
Excellence Riviera Cancun from December 23rd through January the 2nd.
Which is actually in Puerto Morelos.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we'll just be right up the road in Progresso.
Oh, the current dollar exchange rates. Well, you know what?
It did go up today.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm
the one that's been doing the budget. And when I sit there and I look, like when we do a charge on our Capital One card, I'm putting it in our little budget app as pesos spent. But I'm still getting the notification from Capital One that a charge for this many dollars has been made. And recently, the one I noticed that made me go, Starlink. My Starlink used to be around $77 a month, and it's up over $80 now. And I'm like, yeah, that isn't slowing down, is it?
Well, no, not when Fitch just got done lowering the rating of the USA, from AAA to AA plus. That is not boding well for the future. So hopefully they can. Those idiots in Washington, when I say idiots, I do mean both sides of the aisle, can figure out what the hell they're supposed to do and do their job.
You know what though? You can't fault Mexico for the rising strength of the peso.
No,
Mexico's got a lot going on for it. There's a lot of foreign international business interests, and when that happens, when you bring in companies, when you bring in work and manufacturing, it's going to raise the value of your money. So.
And when we're opposing it with those that are not doing that, theirs goes up, the other goes down.
Yep.
It's not good.
I mean, we're not saving as much money as we thought we were going to be by living here, but honestly,
we're still coming out way ahead.
Spending less. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where we're going, okay, have we lost 15 to 18% of the buying power that we thought we were going to have when we first crossed the border? Yes. But when you're talking about saving 50, 60% versus what it was going to be in the States, giving up 15 of that, okay.
Ooh. Yeah, Progresso, man. I'm looking forward to that because we have another, God, I'm going to do it again. We have another basically central located home.
Yes.
Progresso as well. So I'm looking forward to it. And
A block and a half from the beach and right in Centro.
you know what, Annie Beth? I'm going to make us a big old batch of Jamaica. I still have enough petals that I can make another couple of pictures. It's really good.
When I see something that color in a glass that Annie Beth has in her hand, it normally is not Jamaica.
I know. But
Yes.
that's okay.
I'm just saying.
So Diana, that's really wise to be buying the pesos as you can.
Especially since today it went back up over 17. That's probably a very prudent thing to do.
I mean, I was doing that too before we even came down here. I was buying pesos when it was like 21, 22. Although I didn't buy a lot. I didn't buy enough, and I didn't buy a lot because there just wasn't that much extra money there to just do that. But I still have some of that on a Wise account actually when I did it. So, oh, here we go. Arlene's going to have some, and Yvette's going to have some. Woo! I'm excited. I'm so excited, guys.
Looking forward to that. Anytime we get to spend with the two of them is always fun.
That's right.
Always.
And, let's see. I wish I could. Ooh.
The only thing is we could not find a restaurant here in Merida that has the numbers 1810 in it.
Oh, well. Anyway.
Because we've had good luck with every restaurant we've been to the two of them with. It's been 1810.
What are some of your favorite Mexican foods? Street foods, besides churros. You can't say churros. That's off the table.
Well, damn. What am I going to talk about?
Cochinita pibil is at the top of the list.
Oh,
for sure.
Without a doubt.
For sure.
I could live on cochinita pibil.
It is really so good. Now, we have not tried it, pollo pibil yet. Haven't done that. I think, am I going to say it right? Is it Marquesitas? Marquesitas? What are they? It's some kind of street food I saw at the cart. I can't remember if that's what it's called.
Yeah, but you haven't had it yet, so you really can't say.
No, I want to try it though. It's supposed to be really good in this area. So that was one of the things. Churros. He hasn't tried any churros here yet. Oh, Annie, you know what? Okay, so I'm going to tell you real quick and easy how to do this. You get a cup. No, I did 2 cups. 2 cups of those petals and stick it in a pot with a gallon of cold water. Bring it to a boil, turn it down and simmer for 10 minutes, and then let it cool. And then you add, for a gallon, you add 1 cup of sugar.
Or more, depending on how
sweet
you like
less.
it.
I don't have mine super sweet. That's all I added was a cup of sugar for a whole gallon. So some people say add more.
Well, that's totally up to, some people make.
I was right. It's Marquesitas. So that's supposed to be a really big thing here in Merida. And it's something that you are not to miss. And I've seen a couple of carts that have them.
Yeah, they have right down the street.
Yeah. But we haven't tried it.
We have 2 little churches. They're literally blocks.
San Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
And then La Ermita.
And both of them have the carts.
So they are crepes. I like crepes. Oh, so much. Oh, I'm going to try those now. Okay. How careful are you two about getting sick when you're eating street food? Okay. So I have had stomach issues, but I cannot honestly say that it was from street food because I got the stomach issues while we were in Valladolid. And we did not eat street food in Valladolid. We did go to chicken places up and down our street that are actually open for lunch on a regular basis. And we went to a place that sold various types of like tacos and things like that, burritos. But they're open every day for lunch in a building. So I wouldn't have called them street food. They were regular lunch businesses. I think, however...
And when it comes to our favorite Mexican foods,
and he never got sick.
The roasty pollos.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Rosticeria. Yeah.
Those are the bomb, and we've had them
Yeah.
so far all over Mexico, and
So we really haven't had street food per se. And he didn't get sick, but I did. I was not feeling well for about 2 weeks, maybe even since the time we had left El Tejar, which was the Boca del Rio area. But it got really, really bad the second week in Valladolid. And I think what it was, personally, I think it was the eggs. And I do realize that eggs are kept at room temperature, and that's fine, but there is a shelf life to eggs. And we were buying this 18 pack of eggs, and they weren't getting used as fast as they should have been. Room temperature eggs are really only have like shelf life of about 3 weeks, and that includes the time they were picked. So, and you supposedly you can see when they were picked right on the package, which of course I don't know these things because I'm used to refrigerated eggs. So I think from now on, just to be safe, I'm just going to refrigerate my eggs because we don't eat them fast enough, and I'm pretty much the one who eats an egg every single day. And yeah.
And another part of that, and we don't know if this has any bearing upon anything or not. She is a little more adventurous in what she eats. I am the more cautious.
I do.
When it comes to palate, mine is a lot blander than hers. She eats a lot more picante sauces and things like that, and it's all about sampling. And mine is more of keep it middle of the road and keep my system going with what it likes.
Yeah. So like I do picante salsas and stuff, and oh my. Hey, Diana, thank you so much for the super chat. That is so unnecessary, but thank you. We do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Wow, thank you. So.
Any good Mexican cigar? Hold on, now we're talking my language.
Yeah.
Yes, I can tell you 2 brands that I have had here in Mexico that absolutely are phenomenal cigars. The Black Cházaro, their Maduro cigar, and Arlene can attest to this one because I brought a couple for her too, and she was like, "Oh my God, is primo." And then we did the Santa Ana, and the Santa Ana cigar is also, especially their Maduro, Churchill. Got to give it a big thumbs up. That was very, very nice.
And these are the ones you bought here, right?
Those are the ones I brought here, and those are Nicaraguan.
Nicaraguan. Let's see if I can show you a picture. Maybe PDM. I don't think you can see it. I'm trying.
But yeah, those 2 particular brands are the 2 I've tried. I've tried Te Amos before. They're not bad. And again, it's fitting a palate. So it really does, in the eye of the beholder. But the Black Cházaro Maduro and the Santa Ana Maduro Churchill.
Wow.
Very good cigars.
Hey, Kathy, so you can make sun tea, Jamaica sun tea. That's cool. I imagine you could. I was just talking to him about how people make, black tea, iced tea, so many different ways. And I used to know somebody who would boil it to death until the tea bags broke. But you can go and make it as sun tea as well. So yeah, that sounds like that would work really well. I wonder if it makes a difference in the flavor at all. If it's more tart or if it just has a different flavor. Oh. And the heat. So, David, how is the heat? Actually, I think it's better than what we expected. I think it's better.
To be honest, I actually have to say that we anticipated it being warmer here than the Veracruz El Tejada area, and also warmer than Valladolid, and don't know if it happens to be luck of the draw or what, but no. And fortunately, I mean, the house we're in, they really have done a lot of very nice things. Like where we're at right now, there actually is a ceiling fan that's above us, it's blowing some air.
Yep.
And it's has not been bad yet.
Hey, so she likes a good cigar, man. All right. But David, I feel like the humidity is about the same, but the heat has been less than I thought it would be. So it can be sticky, but I don't think it's unbearable.
No, and that's why we tried it in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was intentional to come here during the summer because we really wanted to feel it at its worst. And thank you, Wilfredo. You did not have to do that. We appreciate it. But
thank you. Look, so you were in San Miguel and you were going to take a picture next to the cigar shop we used to go to. Oh, okay.
I didn't go to a cigar shop in SMA, did I?
I don't think he did, Wilfredo. I think he actually made the drive all the way to Black Chazaro.
I did. I got in the car and went all the way to Enrique Montes just to get my Black Chazaros.
And thank you very much for the mezcal. You know what? I just happened to be out of mezcal.
Oh, God. Somehow I got a feeling that will be rectified before this weekend.
No, we have enough stuff. I bought some of that in the Core 43 that's usually in a Carajillo. So I have some of that to play with, and we'll see what we can do with that. Hey, hello. Very nice to see you here. Thank you for joining us. Journey is our dog's name. He's coming from Chicago. Journey. That is an adorable name. So you're going to be coming from Chicago. Are you coming to stay? And what are you planning on doing as far as finding a location that you want to stay in? And we sort of have we have an unexpected member of the family temporarily. I don't know where she is right now. We got a cat. There's a neighborhood cat who has adopted us.
No. The cat is temporarily adopting us.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not. It's temporary. It's not our cat.
Ain't no room in the car for the cat.
No. The cat belongs to somebody around here, and it's decided that we're going to be its adoptive parents because we can feed it. And the cat was on the roof of the house. So our daughter has named this cat Gatito de Cielo. So we just call it Cielo now. She said it was the kitty from the sky.
See.
Oh, Arlene is doing Black Chazaro. Look at this. All right, girl. And what? The mezcal does sound nice right now. And I love me some mezcal. I really do. I love that smoky flavor. You know what, Arlene? We're blaming Mark. It's all Mark's fault.
Hey.
At least you live close to the place, close enough that you can go.
She only has to go to HEB. They sell the Black Chazaros right there at HEB. I told her where to go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're right there in the.
Could you show us your house? It looks lovely. You know what? We're going to do an Airbnb tour of the house. We actually have the video recorded already. It's really hard and actually impossible, really, to carry the computer around and try to do it because these walls are 18-inch thick concrete.
We
signal don't work.
Just to give you an idea, when I call my mom, if I step through the door, I get the Mark, and it's like, oh, sorry,
Yeah, I mean, this is traditional colonial construction in every sense of the word.
And just to give you an idea, this house has had some modifications to it. It actually at one point was a dance hall.
Apparently. But we did do an Airbnb video, and we can't wait to share it because this place is just, somebody would probably walk into a place like this and think, oh my gosh, it's so old, it's out of date, it's a dump, it needs work. You know what? No, man. It's got character, so much character. The ceilings are 15 feet high at least.
Yep.
All of the floors are tiled. It's got the really, really, really tall, skinny doors that are French doors for every room. It's got
With
wrought
screens.
iron. With screen. It's got wrought iron on all the windows. It's amazing. It's amazing. Is all I can say. And it just so happens as we were walking the neighborhood, there are quite a few of these buildings that are for sale. And some of them are in worse shape than others.
Oh, some of them need a lot of love. But just to give you an idea, we've also walked by some that have had a lot of love applied to them, and they're stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Some of them have maintained a lot of the traditional look, and some of them have basically gone, we're modernizing this, and it's, it's a stunning neighborhood, really is.
It really is. Oh no, look at this. Modelo next to the pool. That's him on a daily basis. Are you kidding?
Retired life with Mark. No bull.
It's true. Don't steal Ernie's punchline there. His fury. Don't steal his glory.
I'm paying homage to the man who started this channel.
Your favorite brand is 400 Conejos. Are you familiar with that?
No.
No. I have to look that one up. Oh, you're bringing me mezcal. Oh, girl. Thank you.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to have a good time this weekend.
Oh, I know that. That goes without any time that the two A's, Annie Vent and Arlene, come and spend time with us. It is a fun time.
It's a fun time.
We have a blast. We love those two, and they are
sitting up until 5 o'clock in the morning. Fun time.
Yes. And the good part is, at least this time, we won't be freezing our butts off like we did in SMA, sitting out up on top.
With blankets.
And I had to go get blankets, and we were all putting on every piece of clothing we had so we could sit out there and drink.
So, David, it is very, very walkable. We walked, I don't even know, it must have been 12 blocks all around or more.
Or more.
Or more. All flat.
It is easily as walkable. Oh God, there's Cielo.
Cielo's here. I'll be right back.
It is easily as walkable as, God, I used to give everybody vertigo. SLP, San Luis Potosí. It is very flat. The central area, we have.
Sienna says, no, I don't like the lights. I know. Sorry. Sienna's like, no.
Don't put me on. I didn't sign a waiver to do this shit.
I know.
The central area actually reminds me a lot of Querétaro
in some ways,
with the one exception of there are no hills
at all.
I mean, it's flat, so that makes it very, very walkable. The sidewalks, even in the non-tourist areas, are pretty wide. I mean, they are much wider than what we encountered in San Miguel de Allende, and even wider than we encountered in the neighborhoods in SLP.
Let's see here. Oh, okay, good question here. So, plan is very similar to yours. Yeah, shopping for the forever home. So, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so you have a question. As far as shop, there's a question there somewhere, but I don't know what it is. I'm so sorry.
Somebody already in the mezcal?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's okay. Yes, and we love mezcal. Well, I love mezcal. He does not.
I'm tequila.
He's tequila. So I'm going to take a stab at where this might have been going, and that would be, oh, wait. I see more. There's more. I'm getting to it. Okay. So you've got towns you want to see. Spend was a shocking 4 years.
We know how that goes.
Yes. Expenses was as much as you mentioned. Does it make sense to home base? Well, I kind of feel like, I think from a logistic point of view and for a reality check, if you were going to stay someplace and you want to know if it's really a good fit for you, it's got to be for more than a couple of weeks.
You got to immerse yourself.
You really
it.
got to be
You
there. I would say a minimum of 1 month, but we're finding even 1 month sometimes is not long enough. And we think that maybe 2 months might even be better.
For certain locales.
For certain locales, yeah.
There's, I mean, like Valladolid, we never really put Valladolid as a possibility for a final destination. We did that so that we could go to Ekbalam and the cenotes.
Yeah, we wanted to do a little visiting.
You know, and El Tejar was originally sort of designed as she was going to be finishing up her contract. That was going to be a month off of us being able just to chill by the pool, do some sightseeing and relax, and that didn't quite work out.
I ended up working all the way through it, so we really didn't get time off. But you know, we found that while San Luis Potosí was not initially on our list to check out, and we went there and we were just really pleasantly surprised. We didn't give ourselves enough time there. And so we kind of want to go back and try another month. I think that if you don't give yourself that actual ability to stay somewhere, if at all possible, to see what bills might cost, to see what the noise level's like, what the neighborhood is like, what the culture is like, what the people are like. It's hard to do that in like
what the traffic is like, what the walkability is like, the Jardín. I mean, you know, all those things in SLP made us just go, oh my God, we you know, this is a lot better than we ever even anticipated.
I mean, you might be a really good judge of it just by being there for a little while, but to the expense of it, if you have a home base, then you're probably already paying rent, or you bought it already. You're probably going to pay rent. Then you're going to turn around and you're going to, in addition to that, pay for a hotel or an Airbnb on top of what you're already paying for rent. And then you're going to have this place that's your home base and all your stuff's going to be in it. Do you feel secure leaving all your stuff there while you're not there for an extended period of time?
I mean, our view on it was we briefly toyed with the possibility of doing that. And then it was like, why would we double pay? We would just rather pay a little bit more in the city that we're going to be spending some time in and get maybe a little bit of an upgrade on the Airbnb and everything else and spend it. And the biggest thing that we learned from being on this side of the border to being on that side of the border when we were first booking Airbnbs, because we booked our first two from the US. And the biggest thing that we have found is we want to be as close to the central area as we can, because thank you, Roddy and Landy, for bailing us out, because you know, we were up proverbial creek without a paddle there, and when Airbnb canceled our Querétaro staying. But we were in Zakia and it was 20 plus minutes to get to Centro. And we had problems with Uber because they were like,
you're too far out.
I can get two or three fares in the time it takes me to drive you out there. And you know, so no, I think that our whole plan, when we looked at it, and there are some things we have changed. The biggest thing we have changed is we did 3 1 months in a row. No. Yeah,
that was hard.
No.
It's hard because as soon as you you got to pack up again and then you're off to the next place.
That was not doing that again.
Yeah. I hope that answers the question. Hey, Wilfredo, I got to check a PM. What am I checking a PM for? I'm curious now. It'll have to be after the chat.
Yeah.
And, that drive to Black Cházaro. Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar, in the Querétaro area, Black Cházaro is Not that far outside of Querétaro.
Enrique Montes.
It's like what, 40 minutes?
Not even.
Okay. But it's on the way through wine country.
Yes.
And you can see La Peña de Bernal, like just right off in the distance. So it's really close to some Pueblo Mágicos.
Well, Tequisquiapan is only 10 minutes away, if that.
Yeah. So
and it's not a bad
beautiful.
It's not a bad drive, as long as you don't have GPS tell you to get off on the wrong 57 and your ass ends up on 57D and you got to drive 33 kilometers the wrong way with no way of getting off, and you go, really?
So was it a hoochie mama type of dance hall? We really don't know.
We're trying to find out as much information, and the people who run this are a local realty company. They are not the owners. The owners are actually from Slovakia, and
they bought it 3 years ago.
Yeah, so they're trying to see if it assist us and see if they can get any information from the owners that they happen to know. But they did tell us, and there is one room in here that does have low ceiling, and that was done because I think that where the dance area is on the ceiling of this, and you go up this staircase of death.
Or maybe it was like a VIP lounge.
Whatever. They had bottle service and everything up there. Yeah, I mean, if you got served a bottle up there and you had to come down that stairway of death, ooh.
But we're trying to find out if anyone knows the history of this place. Because at the very least, what you need to know is that, which I didn't know, Merida used to be a walled city, and it has gates. And there are 3 gates that are remaining today that you can still see. The gate that's closest to us, we are about 4 blocks outside of what would have been the city walls of Merida. But we're still in one of the oldest barrios around Merida. And that means that this neighborhood, the neighborhood is based on this little parish type church that was actually the last stop for travelers who were on their way from Merida to Campeche.
Yep.
And they would stop at this little church.
One block over.
Yeah.
Is the road that is called the Merida Campeche corridor. Right. And of course, you can't take that anymore because it runs into the airport.
Yeah. But that means this neighborhood is at least 300 years old. At least 300 years old. This house is at least 200 years old, if not older. We would love to know the history. It's full of antiques. It's really cool. So, and let's see. Okay, so rental in a certain area and doing smaller trips to other cities in the area. I don't think
that is exactly what we have been doing.
That's what we've been doing.
Yep.
We've picked places like we went.
Querétaro.
Querétaro we did for.
You move that back just
2 months. I'm getting. Oh my gosh, what happened here?
Well, you were just getting washed out a little bit.
Sun's going down. That's what happened. Anyway, Querétaro was just kind of like a soft landing. Gosh, I am blind. And we ended up at San Miguel de Allende mostly because that's where a lot of expats go. And we wanted to try it out. And I wanted to be there for Easter. And while we were there, in both of those locations, we went to Amayalco, to Tequisquiapan, Bernal. We went to Dolores Hidalgo. We went to...
Come on, keep...
What?
No, I was waiting for you to do the next one.
Atotonilco?
You did it good.
I've been doing it good for a while, man. I'm improving my Spanish.
I know, but that one sometimes gives you trouble.
It does. It does. But yeah, we did.
She figured out the band Toto.
Toto.
And that was the key. Then she just put Atotonilco.
Always on time. Yeah. So that's what we did. But that was for the smaller towns. Now.
Well, we did that in El Tejar.
We did.
And we did it in SLP. We went to San Pedro.
Mm-hmm. But San Pedro would never been a place we would live in.
No.
That was just a place
to
visit.
We would never live in Amayalco. And
I would consider Tequisquiapan though.
I would consider Tequisquiapan. The Hacienda, San Gil.
But I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea.
No,
it's especially good if you think you're going to stay in that general area. If you think Central Highlands is where you're going to end up, then yeah, by all means, having a rental right in that main area and then going out around that sounds like a really smart idea. But if you're going to do rentals, you also have to keep in mind that you are probably going to have to do at the very minimum 6 months, most of the time,
A year.
1 year. Yeah, so that could limit. Hold on to your light. Your light's about to fly. We're like Mary Poppins here with these little lights. They're like
I'm putting my foot on it. That's all I got to do.
Okay, put your foot down.
I did.
11 months away, Pawpaw. That's awesome.
Outstanding.
Oh Lord. Well, yes, we're going to recreate the dance hall, especially after the mezcal gets here. 2 years out. That is awesome.
You know, one of the things that when we had to put, ooh, that's worse. When we had to put the boys down,
there.
And there you go. That's better. And we were able to accelerate our timeline. We did that, and part of it was we were doing it because we wanted something to do to take our minds off of what we were processing and dealing with, with them not being, with one of them not being there. She may have been affected by both. I was only worried about one, but anyway, but it did. We did that, and we dove right in, and we did it literally in 3 months. And would I recommend that for everybody? Probably not, because
it was stressful.
and there were some things that we did that as soon as we did them, we sat down and went, damn, we should have done it in this order, and it would have made a whole lot more sense. But because we were in a timeline crunch, we didn't have the time to really figure that part out, and it showed.
Yeah, we jumped. No, 2 years out though, you've got a lot of time right now to really think about how you want to get rid of things that you're not going to take with you. All of the purging. You've got time to do that, and you can do it in probably a much more lucrative manner than what we ended up doing. I mean,
and just take the media and take it to the library. I mean, honest to God, books and CDs, DVDs didn't sell.
Video games.
Yeah, well, video games, at least you can go to GameStop and get something for them, even if it's a couple bucks. But the biggest thing I would say there is also the estate sale. It gives you plenty of time to evaluate the people that are around you that offer the estate sale services. And I mean, thank God we got lucky. Our guy was great. I mean, it was boom, done. He goes, I'll handle it. And he did.
And he did.
He did. I mean, he was like, just go to your hotel, leave us alone.
Yep.
We're here to make money.
Yep.
And if he makes money, we make money.
Yep.
So.
Oh, yes. Cielo is camera shy. Apparently, she didn't like that too much. She was okay until I got on this side of the camera. I don't know. Oh, a month in a colonial home. Yes. Those thick walls and the beautiful old tile. That's exactly it. And everything in this place is tiled.
Yep.
Everything is tiled.
Even the new stuff. I mean, they just got done finishing an outdoor bathroom here. So if there's one out here, because we got the pool and we got the terrace out here. And so they put a bathroom in there, and you walk in there and it still has that new construction smell. And I did my best to try and change that, but it didn't. Hey,
He has to go there.
I'm just saying.
Jennifer Colborn. Girl, how are you? Thank you so much for the super chat. You know, that really wasn't necessary, but we do appreciate it. And I hope that you are having a wonderful life. I haven't been in touch with anyone pretty much from the Asheville area for months and months. So for the rest of you, I used to work with Jennifer. We worked at Mission Hospital in the IT department at one time. Yes. So you get to visit one of these cities one day. You know what?
All you gotta do is tell us when.
Tell us when. Yeah.
Because there's some places that we would have to go, nope. Because there are a few, very few, that we, like Valladolid, we couldn't have hosted anybody in that place unless they wanted to put their butt out in a hammock over top of the pool.
Which could happen.
Yeah. You know, but
it was a hammock.
In Campeche, that's another one. It's 1 bedroom. And
yeah.
I'm already looking at that and I'm trying to figure out where all the stuff's gonna sit for the 7 weeks that we're there.
But most of the time we end up
Most of the time we have multiple bedrooms.
Yeah.
And you may share it with some of our stuff. But this one, fortunately, because of the dance hall, most of the stuff, the empty boxes and all that, we just took right up the stairway of death and put it up there.
Stairway of death.
For 3 months, yeah, it can sit up there.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to.
Sorry, we keep adjusting the light because the light is failing here and
as the light
it's changing
behind us goes down, the camera's adjusting automatically, and now these lights are like bleaching us out. So you know what, Wilfredo, we love Querétaro too. We really do, and we have great friends there.
Oh.
But there was so much about Querétaro that I really, really liked, and I was very glad that that was our first experience. We did.
Well, and we got so lucky.
We did.
I mean, we got so lucky in Querétaro. First of all, the whole fiasco of losing our Airbnb, and then Roddy and Landy bailing us out and renting us their place while they were in Texas, and then meeting Liz and Romy, and then after that, we got to have lunch with and meet a lot of great people, and Cesar, and we had lunch with Cesar, and he was on his first date, and we had that with Annie Vett and Arlene, and that was one of those where the first time we met them, it was like we've known them all our lives.
It's still happening. I'm turning off the lights.
Oh, that could get interesting. It's about to get dark here, folks.
I'll turn on.
Let me see. Okay, we're good.
Are we good? All right.
It's a little grainy, but that's all right.
Is it?
Yeah, we're just trying to compensate. Pull them back further and turn them on.
Okay.
But and then we had Juanjo and his fabulous family, and we had an absolute blast. And again, the area in Querétaro was phenomenal, but the people we met made it even more special. It's time for the lighting pro to do his job.
Let the lighting pro do his job. I'm going down. Let's see. How do you get a sense for what your community would look like in each city that you visit? Do you meet up groups in each city? Do you wing it? We literally just wing it. If we are familiar with what are you doing?
We're about to lose our bar.
If we are familiar with anyone in that area, we do try to meet up with people when at all possible. We pretty much just act like we're new to town, and we go around and just check things out, visit communities, do touristy things, taking pictures with your camera, going grocery shopping, visit the mall, get some food cart stuff if at all possible.
A lot of walking
A
around.
lot of walking around. That's really what we do. So we don't really do meetups and group things unless it's somebody that they're familiar with and maybe we've been invited to check out something. We did, I take that back once. When we were in Querétaro, one of the things we did is we did a walking tour.
Yep.
There was a Facebook group that had, it was Querétaro Walkers, but I think that group is disbanded. And I thought that it was a really good way for us to at least get introduced to Centro and understand a little bit of the history of the area.
Well, and then we did have our first actual brush with fame when we were in the
Yeah, but that
mall.
wasn't planned.
No, that wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned.
You know, that was just, walking through the parking area of the mall at Paseo Querétaro, and Gringos are us.
Who said that?
The hell? No. And it was two of our subscribers who just happened to see us walking through there, and we were like, okay.
Now, we've had subscribers who, like I said, were in the location we were going to be in. We've met up with them, and we've done things with them, and we've made friends with them. And there is one time where we really are planning some sort of meetup, and that's going to be
Puerto Morelos,
whenever we are actually at the
yeah, it's either going to be the 28th or 29th is what we're thinking, and trying to avoid the interruption of too much of the holidays time and sort of see what goes on there.
I know I'm so behind. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. So yes, we did figure out that your question, they limit how many characters you can type here. So yeah, I think the 1 month stays is probably easier. At least it gives you a feel.
The 1 month stays, if you do one and then you do 2 month stay, those are tolerable. The 1 month stay and then a 1 month stay and then a 1 month stay, I felt like we were going from hotel to hotel to hotel, and the biggest problem there is it's not 2 suitcases.
Yeah, it's a whole car.
I mean, it's an undertaking to pack and go.
It's a whole SUV with a roof bag.
And the 3 1 days or 1 months that we did in a row, it was a 2-day drive from SLP to El Tejar. Then we were there. Then it was pack it up. Then it was a 2-day drive again to Valladolid and do it. And to be honest, by the time we got to Valladolid, it was not that big of a place for us. I mean, it's big enough for us.
I didn't even unpack.
We didn't really unpack. I mean, we took out the essentials and the rest of it stayed over against the bedroom wall and stayed there.
Yeah.
We took out what we needed to survive for a month, and that was it. So it really wasn't living.
I mean, realistically, financially speaking, you're going to spend more on the Airbnbs.
Especially now. It's getting worse and worse.
We had an arrangement in San Miguel with the Airbnb hostess that we paid her cash. And there will be some times where maybe someone may say, you know what, I'd rather do this off the books.
And
now that's a risky venture because you're off the books.
Yes.
And there's nothing protecting you there. But if you have a good rapport with your
But if anybody is interested in spending time in San Miguel,
Marisol,
contact us and we will put you in touch. It was a great location. You guys saw the videos with the view from the roof. It had a killer view, and it was just and for $1,500 US a month.
No utilities.
No utilities. Didn't even have to pay for water. All we did was put the Garifon out, and it was replaced. I mean, it was. Marisol took wonderful care of us there, and she was like, "Sure, you can't stay?" No.
Yeah, she wanted us to stay. Don't you think most people would know if they prefer beach, mountains, or interior? Some people definitely want beach. Others want. Oh no, you know what? You're right, and people know. People will know for sure if that's what they really want. The difference would be, I think, are they used to the weather? I think that's part of it because a lot of people will go to Riviera Maya and they're going to go during prime tourism season and they haven't been there during hurricane season and they haven't been there in the summer or in the sweltering heat. And then it happens. People will come to Merida and they'll buy a house and then they find out they can't tolerate it.
Let's take us as an example. Our original goal 15 years ago was to retire to the mountains of North Carolina.
Yep.
Bryson City, North Carolina was our go-to spot.
That was the plan.
That was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started going every year to the beach and, this doesn't suck either. And, I'm sure a lot of you wonder, why is there a video of all this Mexico stuff and there's a Topsail Island, North Carolina video?
Yeah, it's because we always go there.
Because we went there every year with my mom.
Yeah.
And it's one of those where, for us, we literally could be either way. It could be the beach, it could be the mountains. It really is going to come down to the location that we really, really feel grabs us. And, we're in location number 6. There's 24 more to go approximately. And we don't know which one's going to grab us the most. So
just got to give them a shot.
Yep.
I do believe that people have an initial preference. It's just they might not be used to the difference in weather here. One of the things that I initially had no idea, no concept of, it's the middle of summer and it still gets dark here at, 7 o'clock? It's dark, guys.
Well,
it's dark and it's 7 o'clock. I didn't think about the fact that the further north you are in the summer, you have longer days. And in the winter, shorter days.
Here it's pretty much the same. I mean, there might be an hour's difference total, from winter to summer in the time that the sun goes down. So, it's pretty constant.
Yeah, it never dawned on me. There's just these little things. And so if you're really used to a weather pattern or a certain, zone, you like being at the beach, but maybe the beach that you're used to being at is not as humid as this place, or maybe not as dry as that place.
And quite honestly, unless you're living in the Rockies, you're not going to understand the altitude effect as well.
That's true too.
The mountains, we go to Bryson City. We got one that was 3,000 feet or above. Man, we were sitting on top of a mountain in Bryson City.
That's true. And just as Journey Kendrick is saying right here, you advance in your age and your spot may change.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we gave up on Bryson City, because we liked being up in the mountains, high and remote, looking down into the valley below.
We hated people before it became popular in the U.S.
But first, there weren't any major hospitals around.
No.
And for the hospitals that you might be able to get to, you would have to travel down that mountain.
Uh-huh.
Now imagine you're having a heart attack or a stroke.
And
it takes you 25 minutes to get down a mountain.
You damn near gave Lexi one just taking her up there.
I know. And that started sinking in. As you get older, these things are important, and that may change your perspective on what you liked.
And that's one of the things why we put walkability into our entire spreadsheet, was because we're trying to forecast ourselves being put in the center.
I am.
Being 70 or 80 years old, and which isn't that far off for some of us, and going how high? Yeah, it's better. How much do we want to climb hills, up and down?
It's me. I'm pale. That's exactly what it is. Better?
Well, I'm the wrong one to test it on. I have color.
All right. I am totally pale. This is just the way I am. Yuck. Don't let me blind you. Okay, we have been, we've been bouncing around. It's hard. Now I'm seeing all kinds of lights.
Okay, hold on.
It's I'm not complaining, but it does get hard. It's hard because on Friday, when I get done with work, on the weekend that we have to move, I have to tear everything down. 3 monitors, the computer, all the things, pack it all up, and then we have to pack everything else into the car. And then when we get to the new place, then I have to put it all back together again. So it can be a little stressful and a little crazy. He's still trying to help me. I'm so pale. He's trying so hard. Hey, that works. All right. So, Leon Guanajuato retired in May. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Frederick. It's really nice to hear that you've been checking out all of our old catalog. Boy, we look at some of those and we're like, gosh, we're so awkward then.
We had a request this week from Sir Dragon X about doing a follow-up video interview with him, because we've done 2. One was never seen because of the fact that it was his very first attempt at doing a live stream, and it never got broadcast.
Oh, wow.
But we ended up spending, 90 minutes to 2 hours just shooting the bull back and, how you like that, huh?
That's good.
Back and forth. And so he then interviewed us in March of last year. And he's like, okay, it's about time. Let's do a follow-up. So I actually went back and watched that from March of last year, which would have been, oh my God, we'd have been maybe a month into doing the channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like,
things change.
We had it all figured out.
We had it all figured out. We still had it. We were still on the money for a lot of stuff.
We were. I mean, it just, we did not anticipate the curveballs. And some of them were so far from out of left field, but South Dakota.
What?
Yeah. You can't use that address.
We're going to change our consulate. What?
Yeah.
I need a letter from the employer. Wait, no, I don't.
There was a lot of things that
Yeah. It was different then. Oh, Campeche, yes, I'm looking forward to it. We're very, very, very close to the Malecombe, actually, for that one.
Right across the street from it.
It's really. Hello, John Doe. Love the name. You spent a year in Mexico working remotely. You saw the channel before I left. You're still going strong. Yeah, thank you. We don't really have any intention on ceasing activity.
Shit, that means I'm dead. So no, we're not planning on ceasing activity.
That's not going to happen. But we're glad that you're tuning in, and thank you. We are enjoying ourselves, and we're enjoying learning more about the country. We've learned so much culturally and historically. It's actually blown us away. It's really unfortunate that we are living so close, or we're living so close to a country and know very little about it. And I hope that our videos are helping other people see that as well. So. Oh, Cemetery Pantheon's hoping to visit Museo de... yes, I saw this. And I love going to museums. Maybe not him as much. I think it depends on the type of museum for you. I'm very much into all museums, whether it's...
you like art.
I like art.
And so that appeals to you. Mm-hmm. Even though I spent 30 some years in the photo industry, I'm not an art person. I was a technical person in the photo industry. I'm not the person you go, oh, he's going to take great photos. I can show you how to do it and everything else. Did I stumble into some? Yeah. Do I have an eye? Yeah. But that's not who I really am.
But we do like museums in general. And I was just telling Mark today, I said, oh, there's so many museums and they're all in walking distance of us. We have to go here and here
but
and
like
here.
the museo for the Mayan, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I find their culture absolutely amazing. So there's a lot of things here, yes. And cemeteries, she's been in the cemeteries, half her life.
Yeah. I
Genealogy.
I'm a family genealogist, and I would go to a lot of cemeteries, and I would even go to cemeteries for other people and locate headstones and things like that. So, yeah, I'm a big cemetery person. There are some really fascinating mausoleums and headstones to be seen, and I don't think it's creepy at all.
Golf courses and cemeteries, two biggest wastes of property.
Oh, Lord. So, Journey is 60 pounds. Oh, my.
we have somebody on here who has you beat.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Arlene and Annie Vet, lady is 75 pounds.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hey, Christy, Merida.
Oh, Krista.
Merida is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome. A funny thing too, we took this walk, we went into Centro over the weekend, and I got the Google app out, taking us along the way, and it kept telling me that wherever we were was the busiest as it ever is. And I'm looking around, and we're in one park, and there's maybe a half dozen people sitting on one side and another dozen on the other side. It's not busy at all, but it's as busy as it ever is. And this is on was it a Saturday night or Sunday night?
That was Saturday night.
Saturday night. So, I don't feel like it is particularly crowded. I don't feel like it's overly busy.
Now, to be fair, that was walking the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next night, Sunday night, we went to Centro, and there were a lot more bodies
in Centro.
But
not the parks.
Depending on which park you went to, the one had a concert going, and there were a lot of bodies in there. So, there were some parks that we went to that even in Centro that were very empty,
mm-hmm.
and there were some that were very full. So,
yeah, but we like it.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I think the architecture is amazing, and I'm trying to learn more about the history. So. Hey there, nature lover.
Hola.
Very nice to see you here tonight. And Tom, no, we have not been to Progresso yet, but it's coming up in a few months.
2.5 months.
2.5
give
months.
or take.
See, it looked fine when the light was off. Thank you, because I'm all washed out. It definitely makes a difference where you decide to locate for the reasons you spoke. Yes. And we have not been to Oaxaca or Lake Chapala yet.
They're both on the itinerary.
Yeah.
Oaxaca. My biggest fear of Oaxaca is what we have heard is extremely hilly, because it is like a bowl. Very similar to Guanajuato.
Wow.
That when you start hiking the streets, because when we start looking for Airbnbs, one of the things we do is read the reviews. And when people go, yeah, the hike down to town was fine, but coming back, even the taxi won't take you all the way there. That tells me we probably aren't going to be staying there.
Well, we'll see. They're both on our itineraries. So.
Yes.
And you lived in Merida for 3 months, Montebello. I will have to look up Montebello and see where that is exactly, because I do want to visit as many neighborhoods as I can. I do know that a lot of Canadian and United States citizens tend to live in the north part of town.
between here and Progresso.
which is pretty much not where we are. We are south of Centro,
Just barely.
just barely.
Yep.
And we're talking about the lights. Man, look at this. I know. Guys, I'm catching up. It's so hard to catch up. Yeah, we want the lights off. Oh, Mariana from Mexico Relocation Guide. We actually have been interviewed by Mariana. Unfortunately, the first interview was plagued by horrible internet.
On our part, not hers.
Yeah, not her. It was where we were. Horrible internet. And we were just so saddened that it ended up being the quality that it was. We were really disappointed. So then she sent out a cinematographer to do one of her location videos with us. And that is actually on her channel.
Yeah, it's right now it's 66, 67,000 views. So
Yeah.
it's one of her more popular videos. And we were just
That's
sort of
incredible.
blown away that
Yeah.
we're like, okay.
In fact, I think that video was what gave us a surge in subscribers on our channel as
Yes,
well.
it did. Introduced us to a lot of new people.
Mm-hmm. And we love Mariana. She's
Yes,
the
we do.
bomb. All right, Merida is hopping in January and February, our favorite city somewhere. You know what? And I believe that. I believe that because it's a snowbird destination as
Yep.
well. As many.
As many of this whole Yucatan area
Right.
is. Now,
So I absolutely believe it.
well, just to give you an idea, the place that we have in Progresso, the Airbnb, we rented it for 2 months. And when we first placed the reservation, they had to call the owner because we were leaving on December 23rd. And the owner is there normally from the beginning of December through March.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, ooh, we need to check to see if, before we book this. And we're like, thank you. We just assumed you check.
Right.
And fortunately, the owners were like, oh, yeah, if they want to stay till the 23rd, fine. We'll come down and, so.
So has there been a favorite place you've been to so far within the places you've seen? Well, if I want to say favorite places so far in all of Mexico that we've seen, I think that would be.
Damn.
It's hard.
I mean, narrowing it down. And this is a good exercise because in 3.5 years
We're gonna have to do it again.
we're gonna have to do it and go. This is where we're gonna retire for the rest of our lives.
I really like Centro so far from a repeat visit in both Querétaro and San Luis Potosí. Centro and Merida was also very nice, but we haven't been here long enough to see all the things in the area yet. We just took a walk to it. I also liked it. If it was a favorite thing within a location, I really liked Dolores Hidalgo and the museums that were there.
Well,
I enjoyed them a lot.
And the walkability of Dolores Hidalgo.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
and
very
the
walkable.
the crazy helado en nieves.
But I would have to say the hacienda just south of San Gil.
That was pretty amazing.
That
too.
was
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Hacienda San Gil.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was that was one that
El lindo.
Hacienda
El lindo.
If any of you are going to the Querétaro area, do yourself a favor, book a room there for a couple of nights. You will thank us later. It's one of those where my mom went, well, did you learn a lesson that you ought to take a go bag?
Well, and you know what else? You know what else? I'm also going to say, and this is hard, maybe my favorite thing is actually going to be any kind of archaeological zone. And in particular, right now, the two that are jumping out at me are going to be El Tajín and Ekbalam. And I think I like them because there's so much at both sites that is uncovered. And at Ekbalam, you can climb on things. At El Tajín, you cannot. But there's a lot that's uncovered in a very small footprint. Now, if you go to Coba, there are some things that are interesting that are uncovered, but it's not a small footprint. In fact, they recommend you ride a bike. from site to site, and they will rent you bikes. If you go to Chichen Itza, there's grand things there to see as well, but the footprint again is kind of small in comparison to these other places. I think it feels like it is.
I think that the footprint at Chichen Itza is even smaller than El Tajín.
You know, and Tulum, I don't know what to say about Tulum. Tulum is interesting for what it is, but it's just it's all kind of spread out, and it's just kind of like the same thing over and over.
I can't comment intelligently.
I know you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
You weren't there. But I really like Ekbalam, and I really like El Tajín, and I think those are probably my two favorite actual spots that we've been to in Mexico. And yes, Reese, music, interesting music. I go to a music festival that is hosted by the band My Morning Jacket. It is called One Big Holiday. It's hosted by a production company called Cloud9, and it's usually at a hard rock resort of some kind. And the band plays for 3 out of the 4 nights, and then they have a second headliner on the off night. And I've made a lot of friends going to this event.
Me too. They're called bartenders.
His friends are at the swim up bar. He does not like the music. So while I am sitting out holding my spot at the rail all day long, he's at the swim up bar.
That's the beauty of music.
But this year we're not going to have to do that.
It speaks to different people in different ways, and it's not all for everybody.
We don't have to do that this year, though, because I got together with one of my fellow fans, and we got ourselves a concert courtyard, front of the building, right at the stage, room, and we can watch the show from our room. No more holding down the rail all day long in the hot sun. Okay, so Central Oaxaca is not too hilly. Remember this.
I know.
We're going to check it out.
I know.
And I remember whenever Stephen and Lisa Marie, when they were in Oaxaca, they actually were in a more local neighborhood, and it was up on a hill.
Mm-hmm.
But that is specifically because they were in a more local neighborhood with lower rents instead of being down in Central where the tourism would be. So that makes sense.
Yep.
And Linda, hola Linda. How do you survive the awful heat during an excursion? Oh man. It was 104 degrees Fahrenheit and 60% humidity. It was something.
It was brutal.
It was pretty brutal.
It was brutal.
What happened was Gina drank an entire 2 quarts of Jamaica.
Yeah. and the one to El Tajín, we actually had somebody else come with us, Pedro and Pancho. That's right, Pancho, and who was from California, and he decided he was going to drink beer, and then he slept all the way home.
Yes, he did,
because that beer hit him, and he was just like,
that hot sun and dehydration and just walking, it'll wipe you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
It was so hot. It was so hot. I had a sweat stash, and I kept doing this all day.
I had a sweat stash too.
I was hoping I would lose weight, but if I did, it was water weight.
My stash was so wet, it was dripping.
Okay, again, Kathy, thank you. So it's not very hilly.
We will find out.
We're going to find out. Awesome, Wilfredo. Awesome.
You're talking about, Wilfredo's talking about us going to see all these places. He's already been to he's been to SMA,
He's
Cancun, Querétaro, Oaxaca. Boys getting around.
Christy, we do have plans to eventually stay in the lakeside area for a visit, for a couple months or so.
It got pared down.
It got pared down.
Not because of anything negative. Because when we came to the conclusion that we were not going to do 3 1 months in a row, we were doing a fair amount of time in the Lake Chapala area. We were doing Ocotepec, Ajijic, and Chapala, and we were going to be in that whole area for 5 months.
It was too long.
And when we started having to go okay, we have to start massaging the schedule here. That was the area that we went, hold on, there's 5 months here. We can compress and take a month from here, add it to here just to avoid that whole headache.
But I have also heard that the water in Lake Chapala is polluted. I have heard you shouldn't eat the fish out of it. I have heard you shouldn't swim in it.
Don't drink the water.
But yet, I have seen video after video of kids playing in it. And nobody seems to be concerned about it.
Well, they're kids.
No.
When we were kids, we played in water that we probably would go look at now and go,
well, that's true.
I ain't getting in that.
And that's true. And I feel that way even about swimming pools. I used to swim in a lake when I was a kid. Now I get all, ew, there's bugs in the water in the pool. But gosh, what is his name now? I'm trying to think.
JC?
Yes, JC Travels. He actually did water testing or something, and it didn't seem like the water was that bad. So I don't really know. I don't know what the answer is to that. I don't know if some of the communities are dumping waste in the lake or what's happening there. I don't know if those are just rumors that people spread to keep people from wanting to enjoy the area.
We will find out.
We really don't know. And you know what? I've got a laboratory background. It may not be environmental science, but it's not like I've never tested water before. And I'm sure I could probably figure something out and see what I think of it once I get there.
You keeping up, Wilfredo?
I don't know.
On your Modelos?
So Centro are not very hilly. Again, there you go. Oh, yes. We have also heard that Guanajuato is a lot like San Francisco, for sure. In fact, and the roads can be very narrow in Guanajuato where you like have to suck your body up next to a wall to let a car get by sometimes.
Sounds like SMA.
Maybe. Mexico relocation guide. Yes, that's pretty awesome. And you know what? And we're customers of that guide, and we use it. We still use it. We use it now.
Yeah,
and we've been here 8 months, and we're using it.
And David and oh God, what was
David and Larissa?
No. The cinematographer, he had an assistant.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
I forgot his name. They did a phenomenal job on that interview. I mean, they made it so simple, to just sit there and literally they took 2 hours and made it into a 30-minute interesting video. So
I think so too.
Because you guys know us, we can talk for forever.
Do you see this? David is telling me right now, I'm going to love it because of the mezcal.
Then it better not be hilly because I'm not carrying your ass up the hill home.
3 months, a year there. Alatlaco. Okay. I'm going to check this out for sure because we're going to be there, and we're going to be there at a really significant time. So I'm excited about it. It would be great if you ended up. I know. Here's what's happening. And I don't think either one of us expected this to happen. Every place we go, we make friends.
Yeah.
And when it's time to leave, our friends are like, please don't leave. And when you settle down, come back here. And
they're not making the choice easier as far as when this is all done to go.
This is so true.
All right, we got 30 cities. Let's narrow this down.
You guys wait till you see the video that we're trying to get ready for either tomorrow or Friday. We're actually just letting you guys see
the family
that literally adopted us in our last location. When I was making this video, I cried. They mean that much to us.
Yes.
So, yeah. No, we do not have Mexico's driver's licenses because we still have U.S. driver's licenses and we have the tip for the car. I don't believe we have.
Well, and I think the other thing with that, Tom, to be honest, is we are so nomadic that, getting one is just sort of, I think that's one of the things that we're looking at going when we finally toss out an anchor and call it home. That's what we'll do then. But I think until that time, we're just going to cruise right along doing what we're doing.
Yeah, I do. And I have been taking notes
And
as you're
pictures.
asking, and pictures. If there is something in a house that I really, really like, and I would love to see that in our final home, I take a picture of it and I make a note of it. I am keeping an ongoing spreadsheet of all the expenses in each location. And I make little notations about what the weather was like, if we had issues with any kind of like pests, whether it's cockroaches or scorpions or bugs that bite, things like that. What if it was really hot and sticky and humid? Did it get cold at night or in the morning? Think just all those things. Yeah. Was language an issue for us? Which of course gets easier and easier with each place that we go to as we start picking up more Spanish.
See,
Bueno. And, you know, I do make notations of those things.
hey, I was able to have a conversation with the pool guy today about
Yes, he was.
parts
He's
that
very
weren't working.
good.
So
We have not
No.
experienced any tropical storms or hurricanes of any kind. In North Carolina, there were some times where some storms blew in as far as Charlotte, which was pretty much where we were living at the time. And we've seen rain that would flood in the Charlotte area.
I was in Charlotte when Hurricane Hugo hit. Yeah, it was still a hurricane when it hit the Charlotte area. I mean, it was Category 1 when it hit the Charlotte area. So, and I was all packed up, ready to go because my parents had a beach house on the coast of North Carolina, and that's what we were worried about. And no, it hit us.
Yeah.
10 days, no power, no water, you know.
There you go, honey. See, when you go to those music festivals, the music sounds better after a few.
Listen,
I promise it'll sound better after a few. You got to see them live.
listen. By the time they start playing, I have had more than a few.
There was a bartender that was called Papacito. That was what he wanted to be called. And Papacito wanted to know if Mark needed a wheelchair to get back to the room.
Well, Papacito was nice enough to go find me a bottle of Belvedere vodka.
Yeah.
And I was the only one he was pouring it for. And about 90 minutes later, he tossed the bottle away.
That's bad.
So,
Montalban. Oh, like Ricardo.
the rich Corinthian leather.
Yes.
Yes.
So, okay, so outside of Oaxaca, yes. And I do try to make it a point, if we are near a major archaeological site, I do try to make it a point that we visit.
And that's one of the things we're looking forward to in Chiapas.
Mm.
Is between both the ruins and the rainforests in Chiapas.
The only problem is with me working 5 days a week.
We get Saturdays and Sundays.
Only Saturdays and Sundays. So 2 days a week. So if we're in the location for 1 month, we have basically 3 weekends because 1 weekend is moving. So we have 3 weekends that we can go do stuff in. And that's it. It really limits what we can see. So I do make every effort for us to try to get something.
And honestly, to be totally candid, by the time we got to Valladolid after 1 month, we literally almost had to regroup. And the only thing that we really did was we went to Ekbalam, we went to a great restaurant that was outside of town. And other than that, we
stuck around.
We walked around Valladolid and saw the light show and all that great stuff. But we really needed to recharge the batteries. I mean, it was.
That is true. That's true. Well, thank you so much, Derek. And you know what? We like to keep it real. No fluff here. We pretty much say what we think and we mean what we say. And
we don't believe in filters.
Yeah.
If you don't believe, if you have any doubt, ask any one of our 3 daughters. They'll be more than happy to go. Ain't no filters there.
No filters. And we don't blow smoke and we don't make.
Well, I'll blow some smoke.
All right.
Only after a
Different
cigar.
Smoke. No fluff.
No.
Our channel is monetized, but I promise we're only making enough to have maybe a couple of meals a month out of it.
Or to pay their subscriptions.
Pay the subscriptions for all the music that I end up using in the videos. We don't do this to make money. I have a job. I work full time. I work for IT remotely, and that's what pays for basically most of our stuff. Plus, he has a Social Security check every month.
Yep.
So financially, we're covered, and we don't do this for money. We don't offer paid consults or any of these other things.
No, if you have a question, all you gotta do is ask it. We'll be more than happy to answer.
There's times where people will email us or they'll send us a message and they don't get answered right away. It's simply because most of the time it's a social media kind of thing. He doesn't do social media.
Yep.
And
you want an answer from Mark? Post it on here.
yeah, I
will,
get really busy. Because like I said, I work a 40-hour week, and then I do all the video editing, and that takes a lot of time. You know, video can take about 20 hours sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, she's busy. I mean, it's so.
If anyone contacts us, I'm not ignoring you. I promise you, I'm not. It just, I get really busy, and sometimes it takes me some time.
And honestly, if you want something that's going to get a quick answer, post it on here on YouTube, and I'm constantly checking. So. You know, I'm of that age that sleep sort of goes up and down, and I'm, you know.
I get so busy, I haven't played Forge of Empires in a month. They probably kicked me out of my guild, for all I know. It's true. Oh, everybody hit the like button. Yay! Thank you, Linda. Oh, so the water it's a fluid situation. That's funny, but I've kind of heard that, actually. There's some truth in that. There's a truth in that statement. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So, you know what? Here's the truth. Here's a reality check. When I was a kid in Pennsylvania, we would go and swim at Keystone Lake, Westmoreland County. Keystone Lake sometimes would get shut down because it had too high of a bacterial growth issue. Now think about how bad that water has to be that they shut it down for swimming because the bacterial counts are too high. So
that's not what I think of Keystone. When I think of Keystone Lake, I think of a great weekend we had there.
Yeah, we did have a really good weekend. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that.
No, I didn't say, I'm just saying we had a good weekend there. That's all I was saying.
You didn't think you were going to like Lake Chavilla, but you love it. You know, I'm looking forward to experiencing it because there are people who will say bad things about it. There's people that say good things about it.
But sometimes we have also heard, are they saying bad things about it because they don't want anybody else to live there? So, I mean,
I've heard that too. Okay, Papa, I'm going to go look for your video because I would like to see that. Thank you for letting us know. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the glitchiest GoPro ever made.
And they made some glitchy ones.
I'm so sorry.
Trust me, in the photo industry, I know how bad GoPro had some stuff.
Oh, you know what? Our door's always open wherever we end up, but we're not going to know that for a while. So I'm telling you what, it's going to be a hard decision.
We'll talk about this weekend. We may buy you guys the Valero pass, and just that way you can just come fly and see us.
Oh, hello, Malcolm Money. What you got here? Great channel with great content. Have you been to La Paz? Okay.
It's on the itinerary.
It is on the itinerary, but to be fair, that is heading out west. So that means it's at the end of our itinerary, pretty much.
Well, by the time we get to that, they're going to go, well, shit, they've already seen the rest of the country. There's only a couple places left to go. Yeah,
right, right. But it is on the itinerary.
Yes.
We're definitely going to check out that side of the country.
It definitely was one of those that was, when we first sat down and started making the list, it was one of the top 5 of places that we were going. We really have to spend some time in La Paz. So I may have driven that harder than she did, but yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah.
So is there a way that I can work part-time or do longer days and so to get a 3-day weekend? It is very difficult to integrate travel, etc., and do all that. Tearing down my workstation, putting it back together again, making sure the internet's good, and just having a breather. So I agree. I wish that I could. But when I took on this contract, the agreement was that it was a 40-hour week, 8 to 5, 1 hour lunches, 5 days a week. I don't push that. I want to keep them as happy as they are, so they are happy with my work, and
And they're very happy.
they've been very happy. They have renewed my contract 3 times now. I'm now working. I was supposed to be done at the
In
end
May.
of March. At the end of March.
March 18th, yeah.
I was supposed to be done at the end of March, and they renewed me now. I am working through the end of September. I've been renewed a few times.
They're going to do it again.
I don't know if they're going to do it again. Right now, my ticket queue, I had like 30 tickets that were backlogged on me, and now I'm down to like 9 or 10.
Timestamp this, folks. They're going to do it again.
I don't know. But I will say this. There was someone on my team who was doing the same hours as me, who is from the same consulting company. And she was not going to renew again. That was her final word when talks were coming up. And she did renew, but she renewed to do only 2 days a week at 20 hours. So 10
Two
hour
10-hour
days.
days.
2 10-hour days. She's going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it sounds to me like they're open to those discussions.
If they want you bad enough,
Right.
they're willing to go, okay.
It's very good. That's a good idea. And I'm not against that, because I'll tell you what, there have been days where I did 9 or 10 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had to turn around and take 2 hour lunches or whatever to take off the extra hours.
Or come Friday afternoon, it's suddenly 2 o'clock, and she's like, I got to get off of here.
Yeah. So
I'm
it's
maxed for
happened.
the week.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you think there will ever be a convention event where all the Mexican YouTubers will be present?
Oh, my God.
My gosh. Oh my gosh. There actually have been get-togethers. I have seen Maddie Gold. I've seen her go to a couple different things that had other YouTubers involved. It happens. I don't know if I keep tabs so much with who, what, or how, if you have to be invited, and we're just not in that upper echelon of YouTubers yet that we're noticed.
We still little fish.
We're small. We're small potatoes. I don't know. There is a group on Facebook that I am a part of that you get invited to. And it's basically Facebook YouTubers. And I don't know how many members there are. It's not a lot. And we talk about what our analytics are like.
Well,
what sort of things can help improve viewership, things like that.
And to be honest, there's probably a handful that could be really dangerous put together. Sean in Paradise, Brighton, me. That could make for some really interesting video.
Mark from Mark and Paulette.
Mark from Mark and Paulette. Yeah, that could be like, there's the people that are a little more laid back and stoic, and then there's in Sean's case, let it all hang out.
Oh no, poor Sean. He'll never live that down.
Hey, balls to the wall.
You did not just go there.
I'm sorry.
Stop. Okay. Look, see? Now you got him wanting to hang out at the swim out bar with you.
It's a damn good place to be. As she says, I hold court.
He holds court. Like, I'm not even joking. He's like the king of the swim bar.
Yeah.
I could be over in a lounge chair, just minding my own business, and I'll look over at the swim up bar, and he'll be like this. His hands are in the air. He's going on and on about something. Like, always having a good time.
Once a salesman, always a salesman.
I
Just
swear.
love that action.
Okay.
And by the way, come on down, Dan. We'll do the swim up bar and do it right.
Look at this. Empty Nesters is saying, you said there's a karaoke at the American Legion.
Thursdays at 3. That's hard to get drunk at 3. Well, not really, but
you are for me if I'm working, but not you.
I know.
Retired life with Mark.
No bull.
We used to karaoke all the time.
Oh God,
In
yes.
fact, one of the things that we used to do, we called scarioke,
Oh God.
where you would pick 3 songs that are hard or that you would never want to get stuck with.
Or
And
that you knew very, very well
Right.
that made it difficult. This because one of the things is you didn't know if you were going to get your own song,
Right. So you would put 3 songs in a hat.
and you had no clue.
Everybody would do it.
When you were called up there, you had no clue what the song was until you had the mic in your hand, and it was you are going to sing. And I did Holler Back Girl.
Yes, I was just going to say that was the greatest moment ever when he got stuck with Hollaback Girl.
Ay, ay, ay.
It was funny. All right. Do you think you will know rationally when you find your ideal place, or is it more a feelings heart thing? Well, I'm going to say, I think feelings and heart is very strong.
Yep.
However, we've got to be able to financially afford it too.
And the second part of that question, will you stop the 4 years of exploring? No, because the whole thing is we're of the belief that we don't know that this place is so good, but how would we not know that the next place may even be better? And that really is, that unknown is driving us. And the other part, to be honest, it's one of the reasons we book our Airbnbs out a year ahead of time, is because it forces us. We've already paid money.
Yeah.
So, we really like the time in San Luis Potosí, but we'd already booked El Tejar, we'd already booked Valladolid, and we'd already booked here, and we'd already booked Progreso, and we'd already booked Campeche. So, yeah, we liked it, but are we going to waste,
You got to schedule to keep.
$12,000 that we've spent on Airbnbs?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
So
I think that ultimately what's going to happen is it's going to be twofold. It's going to be, how do we really feel about this place? Are we comfortable here? Do we feel safe here?
I don't even worry about safety. I mean, there's in a place yet we've been that we don't feel safe.
No, I know, but those are important.
Yes.
And it's really going to come down to feelings. How do we feel about this place?
Well,
How does it resonate with us?
I mean,
And then the logistics of money.
right. This is how I see this happening. At the end of this adventure is that she's going to list 5 places and I'm going to list 5 places. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be damn hard to narrow it down to 5. And then we're going to look at the 5 and go, and hopefully there's 2 or 3 that are the same. And then it becomes, all right, we have 3 places that are on both of our lists. Let's do the pros and cons.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it's going to come down to.
Yes. Hang out with sounds so fun. Yes. And Sean, Sean would be a blast, man. I just know it.
I can't wait till we get to that side of the coast.
I'm so looking forward to meeting Sean. Like, no lie.
And the funny thing is, we mentioned the Topsail Island video. We met Sean because he saw the Topsail Island. He goes, no way.
Yeah.
I used to surf at Topsail Island and grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of those, it was just like, okay, somebody up above went, boom, throw them together. So.
Oh, just going to drink that mezcal, honey. Me. We are drinking mezcal.
That's fine. You can drink the mezcal and eat the chapelinis. Go all for it.
Chapelines. Es salud gusano.
Just give me my gray goose and let me go.
No issues getting lit at 3. Oh my, it can be done. That's so funny.
I could have to if I must. Not a problem.
Are we going to have, is this going to turn into Functional Alcoholics Anonymous right now?
Oh, gee.
I hope not.
I drink so much during the week.
Yeah, we don't. We drink when we're doing these. Oh, goodness. So, let's see. Puerto Vallarta right now and loving it. So, we're going to be there soon enough.
Well, it depends on what your
It's-
definition of soon is. But
It's
yeah.
one of those locations, much like Cancun, that people know. And because people know it, they go there. They go there for vacations and they go there because they know it. They know the name, they're familiar with it. So I'm curious to see, having known that we really did not want to be in an environment like Cancun, I'm wondering if we will like it. I'm not going to say no, and I'm not going to pass judgment until we're there, because that's what this is all about. We need to find a place,
Mhm.
give it a try, and see what we think.
No, I mean, and I think one of the hardest parts is the longer we're in Mexico is fighting the preconceived notions that we start to get about certain places because of other YouTubers or things like that, and the news and all of that, and we start going, do we really want? And it did happen to us already that we scratched Guanajuato and substituted San Luis Potosi in there, not for any reason against Guanajuato, but it was not recommended for travel to get there from SMA and
At that time.
time. And so, one of the things we're looking at is, do we work, that back into the rotation?
Okay, so here we go. So it's awesome and beautiful and 100% better than Cancun. I'm looking forward to
Well,
finding
if they
out.
don't charge you $65 to drive you from the airport to the damn
Oh, yeah.
hotel zone. I mean, now the Mexican government right now is trying to curb a lot of that, and because that has become a huge issue, because it's ridiculous. I mean, it's the same cab ride in PDC costs you $10, and in Cancun is $65. So,
That's true. And look at this. You are so right. Preconceived notions will get in the way.
Mhm.
That's why we're giving every place a chance.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we've heard, polar opposite opinions about a place. We absolutely feel like we need to give it a chance. And, that's just it. If you go and you buy a place and you settle down and then you find out maybe this other place would have been better, then now what? Now you got to deal with the whole thing of selling what you got and go buy something else. We would just rather just bounce around, find each place, see what we really think, and then make a decision after that. And preconceived notions, man, it'll ruin it every time. Every time. Uh-oh. He had to get the torch.
I had to get another cigar.
Oh,
Didn't
another
realize we were going.
cigar. I know, we ran about 2 hours. Yeah,
People want to talk.
I know. People want to talk, we'll talk. We're good with that. But, not buying until we find a place, Yeah, until you find a place you want to die in. That's
it.
exactly it.
That's 100% the right attitude,
Yeah.
because that's what we're looking to do. Is wherever we do it, ultimately go, anchors tossed out here, we're there until one of us isn't there. And since I'm so much older, I'll probably be the one gone. So what she does after that.
That's what he says. But I don't have good genes in my family. His family's got good genes. They've got longevity. My family, not so much.
Yeah, you guys are all witnesses. My lifestyle is really one that leads to a. Yeah.
Well. And then, of course, you could be someone like Arlene and Anivet, and just about the first place they walk into, they buy. which we absolutely love. They have a lovely, lovely home, and it's so cute. And it's the torch. Look at this torch. Look at this thing. I mean, he could do wood burning with this thing.
Can't fly with that thing.
That's true. But yeah, so Annie, Vet, and Arlene, they found this place. It was like they knew they wanted it. It was the right place, and it's a stunningly gorgeous little home. It's perfect for them. I don't know. Somehow they just knew. Some people can do that. They just know, and they pull the trigger, and they're fine. But then there's also people who pull the trigger, and then they regret it later. So, see, look, see? And we love it here. We could see ourselves dying here. Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
if I had your house, I'd be dying behind that bar too.
And I know, Jenny, I'm sitting here going, I don't know. It's been a couple of hours. Maybe we should end it. Thank you for joining us. I feel what you're saying right there. You know, sometimes my mind says I'm 25, and my body has a totally different opinion of that.
Good.
So you're in low season, and that might be why you're loving it there right now. Well, I bet that has a lot to do with it. Question is high season tolerable? And I would say one of the things that I definitely noticed when we lived in Asheville, North Carolina, was fall, summer and fall, but particularly fall. When the seasons change and the leaves turn.
When it was color season, when the mountains turned that beautiful, yellow, orange, red,
you just basically
you couldn't go anywhere.
You didn't want to leave the house. Traffic was a mess all the time. Yeah, no. You didn't want to leave the house. Just didn't. And the thing is they would advertise it. Oh, come to see Biltmore. Come to Asheville in the autumn. And then there's like the roads can't handle the traffic.
In Asheville's defense, Biltmore is stunning.
It is. It is. You don't have to see it in the fall, though. You can see it year round.
It is something that is America's castle. It really is. And it's totally worth seeing. But, the infrastructure in Asheville isn't built for the amount of traffic that they have. Mm-hmm. No way, shape, or form.
Oh, goodness. All right. Thank you for joining us, guys. We're really happy to see you here, and we appreciate your comments today. Well, I guess maybe we should wrap it up then. I think 2 hours has been long. We try not to do it for much longer than an hour. I know one time we did it for 4 hours, and we were like, what in the world are we doing?
Questions keep coming. We keep answering.
We do. So we're going to go ahead and call it into this. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's really a lot of fun to talk with you and answer your questions. And obviously we're learning things too, whenever you share things with us. So
we could record Friday night when Annie, Vet, and Arlene are here. No, we better not.
We are not going to record that.
Yeah.
Thank you too. No. What happens when our guests are here with mezcal stays here with mezcal.
Yeah,
yes. It's always great to see you too, guys. Thank you as
Andy.
well, Andy. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a great evening, and we will see you live again in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And we'll see you in a couple of days.
Yes, we will. We will be there at the airport, pick you up.
Hasta la próxima.
Adios.